Always alone. You will always be there. 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 Always.
Well, hello, everybody. Terry Hastings here from Keller Williams in beautiful Wyerton. And today is the day, it's Red Day, where we at Keller Williams, along with thousands of other Keller Williams realtors, we are happy to celebrate Red Day. Red Day is a day to renew, energize, and donate. We're happy to give where we live. And so I get the opportunity to kick off Red Day today. And we're going to start with yoga with Jessica Hastings. She is our certified yoga instructor, also certified fitness instructor, mompreneur, Reiki on 2 different levels, as well as much more. However, she is also a mompreneur that is not afraid to open a new business during COVID-19. So I want to welcome Jessica. Our yoga guru is going to kick off our yoga session for today. So join us. Thank you so much for all of you who have already donated. Jessica, mompreneur from Cedar Wellness Studio, take it away.
Hi there, everyone. Good morning, and thanks for joining. I'm so excited to be here for Red Day. We're all sporting a Red Day shirt, and thank you for all those who donated. So today's class is a gentle beginner level yoga class. And class will run approximately about 35 to 40 minutes with a little recap and a nice Shavasana at the end. So as we come seated on that mat, we can find our seated position. And maybe we have a pillow or maybe we have some blocks. So finding that comfortable stance on however you would like to sit. So always reminding ourselves only going as far as it feels good in yoga and knowing when to come in and out of any poses, as well as if we have any injuries or pre-existing conditions, really tuning in to see how far that body wants to go today. So as we come to that seated position, finding those sit bones, and again, maybe we have one leg out, one leg or both legs out, or one leg in. So again, this is your yoga on your guide. So you get to choose where that body wants to go. And the best thing about yoga is for everybody, which is very valuable. We can bring it in our work, we can bring it to school, wherever we are. There's lots of benefits to yoga. So as we come into that resting seating position, letting those shoulders fall back. And first noticing that breath. Maybe the palms rest gently on our knees. Or maybe your palms come up. So noticing which we prefer, feeling grounded. And maybe our gaze settles in front of us. And first, noticing the breath, noticing where it is. Noticing if that breath is full or short. And again, we're simply exploring. We're letting go of expectations, letting go of judgments. We're allowing that body and breath to be where it is. And once we've noticed that breath, starting to inhale in through the nose and exhaling through the nose too. And continuing that flow, finding the rhythm of that breath. And noticing here if we're breathing all breath in, all breath out. So as we can imagine, if we're having that short breath, where that breath is lengthening and then exhaling down. So if we're shortening that breath and coming here, what we want to do is lengthen that breath, getting all breath in, all breath out, exhaling back down. So noticing that diaphragm becomes bigger, the pelvic floor becomes connected, lengthening up. And reminding ourselves we can use that breath anywhere we go. Maybe we have a listing appointment we're going to, or maybe we're managing kids. So reminding ourselves all breath in, all breath out. And continuing that flow, that breath. Feeling grounded, feeling stable. Noticing the shoulders slide down further. Our mind is calm. Thinking of our intention for the day. Allowing for new possibilities. new outcomes. Breathe. And slowly exhaling with that breath coming back to center. And if we like, we can come off that pillow or stay on the pillow, your choice. And coming to that seated position, and again, reminding ourselves to modify where that body needs to. Maybe we prefer one leg out, or maybe we have a block and we bring a block in under the knees, or maybe we're seated on a block. So once we've found those sit bones, we're anchored nicely to the ground. We're going to bring the palms back, so our fingertips face knees, rolling the shoulders back, lifting the heart to sky. And again, be mindful how far back that neck comes. Feeling strong, open heart, full breath, all breath in, all breath out. And breathe, letting that breath be full. Strong body. And slowly exhaling, coming back to center, bringing palms and knees. Coming into a side twist, right hand comes the left knee, left hand comes all the way in behind. And again, growing in that spine and maybe seeing if that gaze will meet the shoulder at the back. And checking here that we're not leaning too far forward or too far back. Enjoying that side twist in the morning. Exhaling, coming back to center, coming into the opposite side, left hand, right knee, right hand comes all the way in behind. And taking that opportunity to notice for a moment. What's feeling in the body? Any tension we feel. And again, we're exploring, we're not changing. Simply saying or thinking, that's interesting. Exhaling, coming back to center. Awesome job. And from here, we're going to make tiny little circles moving back and forth. And again, these circles can be as big or as small as you like. So maybe we want to get really low and come back further. Mindful of that heart, where we center it. Or maybe we make them smaller going the other way. And noticing which way the body went. So reminding ourselves the body takes the least path or resistance. So we'll take the easy route. So embracing that awkward feeling of the opposite side. Reminding ourselves there's integrity in ourselves in that body. And wandering down the other side, seeing how it feels. And again, maybe swaying side to side, letting that body rock. So waking up that nervous system. And again, all breath in, all breath out. Slowly exhaling, coming all the way back to center here. Awesome job. Right palm comes down to ground. Coming into our side stretches. Left hand comes all the way up and over. So noticing that upper body is nice and tall. The ears in line with the arm. Exhaling back to center and coming in opposite side. I'm going to go through about 15 to 20 of these. And it's simply, again, noticing what does that body want to do? Does it want to flow? Does it want to slow down? Checking all breath in, all breath out. So we're inhaling with one pose and exhaling with the next. And noticing, how do the hips feel? Does one lift off the ground? Where is the sacrum in space? And noticing that jaw soft. Exhaling all the way over. And maybe we come down the forearms, or maybe we come to fingertips. Reminding ourselves that either choice is a perfect. Exhaling back to center, coming in opposite side. Focusing on the breath, on that attention. So reminding that mind, if it wanders off, to come back to center. And maybe inviting ourselves to go a little bit slower. Noticing how that feels. Maybe we start to lengthen more through the fingertips, creating more space. So really getting into that side body, noticing those shoulders slide back. Going through one more on each side. Noticing how that feels. Awesome. Exhaling, slowly coming back to center with the hands, releasing them down to the ground. Nicely done. Bring those legs long in front of us. So finding those sit bones here. So we're going to come into a side twist again. So first option is we're going to layer in more. If we have anything going on with the knees, we're going to keep that leg here. The leg that's extended, those toes are engaged, pointing in towards us. So having that nicely flexed foot. And if we have anything going on the knees, we can stay here, or we can cross that over. And we can stay here as well. Or if we like, we can hug that knee with the opposite hand. And then the right hand comes in behind. Nice tall spine here too. So checking that the leg on the ground is in line with the hip and the toes are engaged. A nice full breath. Noticing we're feeling determined in that pose. And slowly releasing, exhaling back to center. And switching sides, so unraveling sides here, coming into the left side. And again, if we have any knee injuries or anything going on with the hips, we can leave that leg here. And again, the opposite leg's nice, long, toes are engaged. And if we like, we can cross over, or third layer in, we can hug that knee with that opposite arm. And the other arm comes all the way in behind. And seeing if that gaze can follow that shoulder again. So noticing the pose. So again, reminding ourselves, letting go of perfectionism, letting go of expectations, how we think it should be, and allowing the body to just be. Slowly exhaling back to center here, releasing those palms, keeping those legs long, setting up for staff. So again, finding those hip bones. If we like, we can bring a bolster or some blocks under our knees, or we can be seated on our mat or rolled up on a pillow. So again, noticing those thighs are slightly in, the knees point the sky, and the toes are engaged coming in towards us. Palms are nicely down beside us, lengthening up through that spine. So noticing how that feels all the way up that back. We're going to be here for 3 breaths. And the first breath, our hands can be beside us if you choose. Or if we like, we can bring hands to lap. And everything here is engaged from head to toe. And it's not a super, super tight engagement. It's a nice engagement that we're not creating ourselves to be more tight in the muscles, because that's not what we want. We want to release the muscles. So again, shaking is normal. It's almost like we're poking the bear, we're fatiguing the muscle, and we're going to pull out of it. Nice full breath here. Thinking, I am strong. I'm having fun. Breathe. And from here, slowly releasing, giving those legs a shake. And maybe giving a slight self-assist where we're moving that energy, getting it woken up, moving out through the feet. Or maybe we have a slight pound. So again, loving that body, enjoying where we are. Nice morning, the sun's coming in. And slowly coming back to center. Awesome job. From here, we're going to swing our legs around into our cat-cow. So setting up for our cat-cow. So we want to make sure that those hips are stacked on the knees. And as we come down, those shoulders are stacked on the wrists. And our feet can be soft down to the earth. And as we set up for that black howling cat, let's take a look at the foundation of the palms. So checking that all the palms are on the ground. The fingers are nicely spaced. And noticing where that tailbone is in space. So as we come into that black howling cat, we're going to move that pelvis first, so tucking in the pelvis, rolling the heart to sky, dropping head. And noticing how that feels here, tucking chin to chest, pulling the navel in towards the spine. Breathing here. And as we exhale, coming into cow, again, moving that pelvis first, and then rolling the rest of the body through. Shoulders slide back, gaze is forward. Breathing. From here, going through 2 more of these, so moving with pelvis first, On both cat and cow, pushing heart to sky, noticing how that feels. Nice stretch in the morning. Exhaling, moving through cow. So again, breathing, feeling stable. Going through one more. Noticing every time we create more length, we create more space in the body. So allowing for that body to find that calm strength. Exhaling, going through that last one here. So letting that body support us just as our breath does. And slowly exhaling, coming back to that neutral spine. And from here, stepping out to that puppy dog. I'm just going to move back a little bit. So again, our hips are stacked on the knees. And the puppy dog, we bring those palms out a little bit in front of us. And we're going to bring the gaze back so the ears come in line with arms. And we come about halfway down to the ground. And again, noticing where we are in the space. And if we find that this may be a little bit too much this morning, we can stay in that neutral tabletop, in that cat-cow. So noticing we're here for one more breath here. Noticing the length from the fingertips all the way up to the sit bones and the sacrum. Noticing the feet down into the earth. And slowly releasing, exhaling, walking those palms back to center. Awesome job. And realigning ourselves if we need to back into that tabletop. So hips stacked on knees, shoulders stacked on wrists. From here, we're going to bring our right palm out and lifting that left leg, so opposite arm, and finding height. Noticing where that strength is. It's in the whole body. Finding a full breath and the hand on the ground, nice wide fingers, the toes in line with the hip. Toes can be pointed or engaged. Reminding ourselves, not analyzing, we're simply acknowledging how that body feels. From here, exhaling that palm out to the side, and then letting that leg follow. Noticing we're using the core, engaging that core. And slowly exhaling the palm back to center, followed by the leg. And bringing that back down to that tabletop and shaking that out for a minute. You can even shake the whole leg out if we'd like. So shaking is allowing that nervous system to release. And slowly coming back. Awesome job. And setting up for opposite side. So left hand followed by right leg. And again, finding that height, finding that inner strength. Feeling stable. Your shoulders are back. Breathe. Exhaling your hand out to the side, followed by the leg. And reminding ourselves we're only limited from our perspectives. So letting that mind open up and bring in the new. Maybe we're nervous to call that one client if we're a realtor. So encouraging you to feel that fear and do it anyways. Go and be bold. Exhaling that weight, coming back to center. And then releasing that down. And again, giving that a wiggle out. You know, with that same leg, giving that a shake out. I know it feels funny, but enjoy it. It's so important. And then exhaling, bringing that weight down. Awesome job. From here, we're going to come into our child's pose. So child's pose, we can have knees together or knees coming apart. We can be seated on a block. And if some of us don't enjoy child's pose, we can come seated, downward dog, lying on the back. So many different items we can do. So whatever child's pose you choose, lengthening those arms in front of us. And maybe they walk out. Maybe we have palms up. Maybe the palms up for offering, open to opportunity. I'm finding 3 breaths here. Flipping the palms back over onto the mat. Staying where we are in child's pose and letting the right hip drop to the right and the hands walk to the left. So finding that nice side stretch in the body. And again, noticing any changes. What we're looking for is those micro changes. Maybe we've released something that's happening in the back, the low back. So allowing that body to release and be open again. Exhaling, walking hands back to center, dropping the hip to the right side, sorry, the left, and walking hands over to the right. And again, lengthening in through those palms. Reminding ourselves it doesn't matter what it looks like. Awesome job. And slowly releasing, walking hands back to center. And coming up into our first downward dog. So as we set up for downward dog, we're flipping those toes back. You're going to push back with that weight. So setting up here, our feet are hip distance apart, and our shoulder blades slide down the back, tailbone comes to sky. We tuck that navel in towards the back of the spine. Nice wide palm. And maybe we have a bend in the knees, maybe we don't, and either one is perfect. Maybe we start bicycling that downward dog, or maybe we start adjusting the downward dog and making it longer. So finding what suits you this morning. Checking your breathing. And as we slowly exhale, we're going to start to walk those feet up towards hands, rolling that body, becoming standing, taking your time. So going slow. Being mindful of how that body feels. Again, thinking of that intention we set from the morning. Shoulders followed by the head. And as we come, feet hip distance apart, inhaling, arms up. Exhaling them all the way down to the ground. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling all the way up. Down through heart center here. Noticing that change. Exhaling, coming all the way back up. Exhaling down, forward fold. So holding down here. I'm going to switch so you can see. So as we come into that forward fold, dropping that head, really nice bent knee here. And noticing that upper body is almost like it's hugging that lower body. And maybe we sway side to side. Maybe we have some blocks when we're up here, and both are perfect. And again, making little yeses and nos with the head ending on a yes, so we end on the positive. And again, that's this opportunity to let go of anything we're holding on to. So letting that float away, released out through the body. Inhaling, halfway lift. So we bring our hands just below the knees, finding that flat back here. Nice long spine. Exhaling, forward fold. So coming all the way back down, really lengthening through that spine, dropping the head. Then watching that change, swan dive up. So inhaling, coming up. Exhaling down to the ground again. Inhaling up. Exhaling, coming down. Inhaling all the way up. Watching the change, exhaling down through heart center, hold here. Awesome. From here, releasing those palms down to the ground, stepping our right foot forward, warrior one. So I'm just going to show it this way, and then I'm going to switch. So right foot forward, warrior one. So as we find that warrior one, the front knees stacked on the ankle here, the back legs on about a 45-degree angle, and our hips are open to the long side of the mat. Noticing our hands, if we like, our hands can be up here. They can be in heart center. One of my favorites, we can have a heart opener where we bring that heart open. So noticing which you choose. Warrior one. Breathe. And coming into that reverse warrior, so bringing that back into the back leg, and the front arm comes all the way up. Notice that knee stays stacked on that ankle. And lift here, imagining someone coming from the top of the head and pulling. Noticing the space we've created all the way from fingertip to ground. Awesome job. From here, releasing those hands, coming warrior two. So what we're going to do is adjust that back leg so the outside edge of the mat is in line with the outside edge of the foot. Front knee still stacked on those ankles, warrior two. Gaze is up through the middle finger. And reminding those shoulders to come down. Breathe. And again, noticing how that feels. Creating space for ourselves. And from here, coming in extended angle. So bringing the right hand onto that knee. The left hand's gonna come all the way up and over and line arms up over that ear. Nice, full, strong breath. Thinking, I am strong, I am brave, I'm open to the day. Windmilling hands, warrior two. Awesome job. And from here, releasing those palms in the ground, pivoting in that right foot, coming to that goddess stance. So as we come to that goddess stance, we want the corners of the big toes in line with the corners of the mat. So once we've found that stance, we can sink down if we like, or we can keep it up. So reminding ourselves there's some flow here. So we're not stuck too much and we can flow. So once we've found that stance, we're gonna come into some moonflower, sunflowers. So inhaling, arms come up, and exhaling, tucking the elbows in behind us. Inhaling up, and exhaling. Inhaling up, exhaling out. And switching into a big sunflower. So as we exhale, the palms come right down. Maybe we move the ground, or maybe we stay here. Noticing each one is perfect. Reminding ourselves, my favorite from Baron Baptiste is perfectly imperfect. Going through one more here. Awesome job. Coming back to that center. We're gonna come back to warrior two on this side here. So pivoting that back leg, coming to the front knees bent, hands to warrior two. Awesome job. And we're gonna come to forward fold at the front of the mat here. So as we shift over, stepping back, forward fold. Coming down. Awesome job. Inhaling, swan dive, come up. Exhaling, coming down. Inhaling up. Exhaling, coming down. Inhaling up. Down through heart center here. And back up. Exhaling all the way down, forward fold here. So coming back into that forward fold, you'll notice I turn a lot so you can see. Letting that head come down and noticing we've created more length, more strength. So again, making little yeses and nos. Inhaling, halfway lift, palms from here, flat back. Exhaling, coming forward fold, all the way down again. Watching that change, swan dive up. Inhaling, coming up. Exhaling, coming down. Inhaling, coming up. So getting that body moving this morning. Exhaling, coming down. Inhaling up. Watching the change. Exhaling down through heart center. Inhaling all the way up. Watching that change. Exhaling, hands come to the side. Awesome. Stepping left foot forward, warrior one. And again, I'll switch so you can see. So as we come into that warrior one on the opposite side, again, front knees stack on that ankle. Back legs on about a 45-degree angle. And our hips are square to the long side, sorry, the top of the mat. And noticing again where we want those hands. Breathing. So feeling grounded. And noticing if we feel off center, engaging that mula bandha, that pelvic floor. Noticing how left and right feels. Breathing here. Coming into that reverse warrior, so bringing the back hand to the back leg. Left hand comes all the way up, creating nice length and space. If we're going for a deeper stretch, we can walk those hands back down that leg or stay where we are. Reminding ourselves that's the knees stacked on the ankle. Breathe. From here, coming into that warrior two, so finding warrior two hands and adjusting that back foot. So having that nice flat back foot. And this time our hips are open to the long side of the mat here. Nice tall spine. And our gaze is through the front middle finger. Coming into that extended angle, so bringing that hand into the left knee. Hand comes all the way up and over. And again, make it big. Make it proud. This morning is a fun morning. It's good where you live. So how awesome is it that even though we're all self-isolating, the power of people can come together and donate to certain areas in the community. That's powerful. Windmilling hands, warrior two. And finding that stance here. And releasing those hands down to the ground. And again, pivoting that foot here, coming into that goddess stance one more time. So again, the toes are in line with the corners of the mat. So finding that stance. Reminding ourselves we can make this as big or as small as you like, it doesn't matter. Coming into those moonflower, sunflowers again. And this time letting that body choose where it wants to go. Maybe it wants to stay coming down or the elbows coming back, so maybe it stays moonflowers or sunflowers. If you have any kids at home that can join you here, breathing, full breath, making it big. Noticing where mind is, being open, thinking big, making it big. Going through one more here. Awesome. Coming back down, letting those hands come back into the warrior two on this side here. So bringing that foot back to flat here, pivoting to the front knee stays bent. Hands are at warrior two. And watching as we change, we're going to come forward fold at the front of the mat here. So as we shift that weight, turning, stepping forward fold. Head comes down. Making little yeses and nos, doing a lot of release in that low back. And again, reminding ourselves we can use blocks. And if we're not able to come all the way over, letting that go, that's okay. From here, stepping back, downward dog. So finding that next downward dog. Maybe adjusting that stance if we need to. So shoulder blades slide down the back. Lengthening, opening, creating space. Breathe. Noticing this is our recovery breath here. From here, inhaling, right knee, right wrist. Exhaling, pushing the sky here. So long leg and sky. Noticing the leg and sky is in line with the hip. And toes are pointed or soft. Or engaged, sorry. The foot on the ground is nicely engaged there. And watching that change, you're going to come to pigeon on this side. So as we exhale, we're going to bring the right leg in the sky up towards, the right ankle up towards the left wrist. So we can come all the way down. We can keep that back foot engaged or flipping it over soft. Or if we like, we can do pigeon on the back, which I'll show here. So if we're coming the pigeon on the back, we want to stack that ankle and sliding the hands under that leg, lifting in the sky. So noticing both legs, toes are engaged, having that flat foot. And our heads resting on the ground. So choosing which one suits you. And maybe mornings are different than evenings. So reminding, taking that moment and letting it go. So being here, being present now. Finding that breath. And from here, exhaling, stepping back, downward dog. Or if you're on your back, switching sides. So noticing that length we've created, that space. Inhaling, left knee, left wrist. Exhaling, pushing the sky. Nice long leg in the sky. While toes are on the ground, the opposite leg. And setting up for pigeon on the opposite side. So letting that left ankle come up towards the right wrist and coming down. The toes can stay engaged or flipping it over soft using different muscles. And if we like, we can bring blocks or blankets if we find the hip on the other side's up high. Maybe we come down with 2 fists, forehead. So noticing that third eye chakra. Letting it be open. Noticing we feel brighter in color. Starting to align the chakras. And feeling stable. And knowing that we are fully supported by our loved ones, by our friends and families, and most importantly, from ourselves. And watching that change. As we exhale, coming into butterfly seated. So all we're going to do is shift that weight, finding the feet coming together, and adjusting that stance first. So if we find that our knees are up really high, we're going to bring that into a diamond shape. Or if you have 2 blocks, we can bring 2 blocks under the knees here. So again, reminding ourselves to use the different variations of the poses. And if we like, massaging the toes, making sure both sit bones are on the ground, massaging the feet. And again, if we have anything going on with the hips, massaging right under the padding of those feet. So reminding ourselves everything is connected. Checking that we're breathing. And maybe we sway side to side. And as we come back to center, if we like, if we have a pillow or a bolster, if we like, we can bring that so it's here and start to come forward. Or not using that, your choice. As we walk those hands, nice wide palm, shoulders can stay open, and we can stay here. And reminding ourselves we can have that diamond shape in the knees, or sorry, the feet, this right here, or bringing the blocks under us. Or if we like, we can fold all the way over. So noticing how we feel with those points of the body connected to the ground, the feet and the sacrum. Noticing we feel more stable. Those muscles are coming looser. Letting go of any tension in the jaw. So softening the jaw. Awesome job. And slowly exhaling, coming back to center here. And coming to lie on the back, keeping those legs where they are. We can come all the way back down. And aligning that spine on the ground. And when those legs are open, we're going to inhale and bring them back up. So we have a flat foot on the ground. Awesome job. So finding that sit bone, noticing how that feels. Is there any space under the back? Maybe there is, maybe there's not. If there is, we can come into that pelvic tilt to give us that flat back if we like. Hands can come resting on the ground. And from here, we can bring our right ankle and stacking it on left knee. And letting that leg fall over to the left. So letting it fall all the way over. So we're just letting that body go. Hands come to a T and gaze goes opposite side. And if we like, we can bring that hand to that outside edge of the hip. And maybe see if that hip wants to come further to the ground. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. So again, letting go of expectations and allowing, giving ourselves permission to let that body be where it is. Because that's awesome. From here, exhaling back to center. And again, keeping that leg stacked and letting it fall the other side now. So letting it fall open. And our gaze goes the opposite way of the leg. And slowly exhaling, bringing that gaze back to center again with the foot. Releasing that leg down to the ground. Again, realigning the spine if we need to. Coming in opposite side. So left ankle stacks on right knee. And then letting that leg fall right over. It's a lot of fun. Just let it go. Gaze goes the opposite side of the leg. And if we like, we can bring that hip over only if it says, yeah, let's go there today. Enjoying that side twist here. And we're creating space within that psoas muscle. From here, releasing, exhaling back to center, keeping that leg stacked and letting it fall the opposite side. So letting that fall. Noticing the length we create in that side body. Checking that we're breathing all breath in, all breath out. Awesome job. Exhaling, coming back to center here. Releasing that leg down to the ground and hugging those knees in towards the chest and starting to rock that low back. And again, noticing which way that body went. Reminding ourselves it goes the least path of resistance. So let's see how it feels going the opposite way. Maybe we rotate one hip, then the next. So enjoying that feeling of wandering down that path we're unsure of. Maybe it's the right path. But that's what the journey is. Going down those paths, learning, noticing, meeting people. And from here, coming into that happy baby, so bending knees to sky, pulling to the inside of the feet or the big toe and starting to sway side to side. So this is where we let it all go again, reminding ourselves just like that baby does, where they rock, letting go of all the cares and judgments in the world and allowing themselves to be free. So doing that goal they've always wanted to do. Maybe buying that Jeep they've always wanted to buy. Doing that artwork, taking that class, becoming a realtor, working for Keller Williams, donating for Red Day. Breathe. And slowly exhaling, coming back to center. And coming into that nice long body on the ground, coming into Shavasana, where we lay on the ground, palms are soft here, and the whole body's on the ground. So finding any socks, sweaters, or blankets here, dimming the lights if you like, so setting the mood. So Shavasana is one of the most important parts of yoga. So as you lay here on the ground, I will set us up for the next couple minutes before we have the next class. So noticing all the fingers and toes are soft on the ground. Maybe your eyes start to close. Noticing our hips feel heavy. Your shoulders are soft. Our jaw is soft. And we can do Shavasana seated if you like, or laying down. I am seated so I can see here. And finding that full breath, all breath in, all breath out. And thanking ourselves for giving us our time for this 45 minutes and participating in Red Day and donating to that local charity that you decided to donate for. And noticing all points of the body are connected to the ground. So feeling stable, feeling strong, coming back to that intention at the start. Thinking of those things we want to do and finding the courage to do them, feeling confident. Breathe. Whole body's heavy. And starting to wiggle our fingers and toes. Maybe we shake that out a little bit with those palms. So getting that nervous system, working with the parasympathetic nervous system, finding that socially engaged state. So breathing here. And noticing how that breath feels, how that body feels, connecting that mind, the breath, the spirit, and the soul. So working all together. And thanking ourselves for coming and giving ourselves our time. And slowly coming to seated however you choose to get there. Once we found seated, slowly inhaling arms up, exhaling them down, inhaling up, and maybe this time exhaling through the mouth. Inhaling up. Notice the change, exhaling down through your heart center here, holding for a moment. And giving out a nice big sigh. So inhaling in, sighing it out. Finding that big or small Mona Lisa smile, using the muscles in the face. And from here, folding forward, namaste. Namaste. And slowly coming back to center. Well, thank you everyone for joining. My name is Jess from Cedar Wellness Studio, and thank you to the Keller Williams Realty Centers for putting on Red Day, such a wonderful event. Enjoy your next item, Zumba, coming up in about 10 minutes.
Awesome, Jessica. Thank you so much for providing your services, and thank you for helping us launch our Red Day. And as you so eloquently said throughout your session, if this is in mind to help in our community, donate to KWRC Red Day. And I'm sure our local charities, local food banks, and the Grey Bruce Health Services will greatly appreciate anything you can donate. So thank you again to Jessica. Thank you for our guests that participated. And our next session starts in 10 minutes. So have a wonderful day, everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you.